Okay, hey YouTube, welcome back to another White Force video. So I've been away for a little bit. I was on vacation for about a week, so I couldn't do a deck list right after the ban list dropped, unfortunately, because I left the same day. But yeah, the ban list dropped. The only real hit to this deck was the skill drain, which is like not a direct hit. It's just like, you know, a good card that works well. It's not really a big deal that it got hit. And to be honest, like from an overall game perspective, from an overall format perspective, I'm definitely glad that skill drain did get hit. But yeah, so I made a couple slight changes to the deck, and I wanted to go through the changes I have made. I am going to be making a runic version of this deck as well. So when those cards come in, I'll be making a deck profile for that. And I still need to decide whether I'm going to take this version or the runic version to a regionals coming up. So that's going to be very fun. But yeah, in the meantime, let me just get right into the profile. So a lot of this stuff is going to be similar, but I will point out the differences. So 3 is Stellar, 3 LZ, 3 Sylvie. Let me move this up a bit. 3 Sylvie, 1 Rusia. This is still standard for me for this build. Yeah, it's not really a lot to say. You just, in this version, you just really need a way to play. And so we max out on all the cards that allow us to play, which is every card but this one. This is just an extender. So I'm still playing 2 Tails and 1 Woes. Like I do sometimes side out the second Tails, and I think that's good, but I've tested this deck playing just 1 Tails, and oh my goodness, I do not like it. It feels so weird not being able to search another Tails in the grind game. I just don't like it. I'd much rather like side 1 out for when I'm going second, where I'm not really needing to like just make this huge board. I just need to have cards to play and cards to break boards. So 2 is fine. 3 definitely overkill, in my opinion. There needs to be like another engine to help get spellcasters or illusions on your field, which might come up in the near future, but for now, definitely no more than 2. Toy box, engine, cards are freaking busted. Absolutely crazy. Want to max out on these because seeing these is so important too. Even seeing 2 toy boxes is actually combo, so it's just kind of funny. But still 1 Veiler, still 1 Iris Sword Soul, and still 1 Rhoda to just add Toy Soldier, just another copy of Toy Soldier. And then 2 copies of Map. I want to bump this back up to 3 because honestly, like the amount of times where I have to do weird plays, I think is kind of, it's not ideal. I'd much rather have another copy of a Stellar in my deck. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to cut because I'm playing 40. I don't really want to go to 41 with this deck. I might have to bite the bullet and do it anyway, but then 1 Reframing, Omni Trap, Searchable. This card is like, yeah, it's not great drawing going second, but it's still just really good. But anyway, on to the non-engine. We have 3 Evenly, which I am now main decking, 3 Droplet. Let's put this up here. Still on the 3 Thrust, 2 Tactics, and the 3 Cosmic. Yeah, I think going into the new format, you know, there's going to be some changes, not a whole lot, but Tenpai is still going to be really good. So Cosmic for that. Also, Cosmic really hits you Bell quite a bit. If your opponent starts with a like a Nightmare Throne, or you banish their Nightmare Pain when they activate it, that can be really devastating. Against Runic variants, Runic didn't get hit. This is still really good. And against Desiree, so any deck that has Fiendsmith in it, you chain the Cosmic on whenever they do the Desiree, and you chain the Cosmic on their monster that's equipped. excuse me, 2 Desiree, and they basically, the Desiree resolves without the negate. So I think Cosmic is still a solid one. And yeah, Thrust, I still like, Shifter is still so annoying. If you get Shifted, you need to be able to like set like a woes or something to be able to play. Also just really good breaking boards, searching triple tactics, occasionally even searching evenlies, which I've done a number of times now. Yeah, this, I'm not a huge fan of like hand traps in this deck. I mean, it's not like they're bad or anything, but I just find that the hand traps, because they're monsters, you can't send them going first for, you know, your white force effects, and they're just, like in recent formats, just one hand trap is not going to be that viable. So like, I don't really want to play like less than, I'd say maybe 15 hand traps. You could fit 15 hand traps in this, but then again, I was running into a lot of hands where I had white force cards, but I didn't have any cards to discard for them. So in a pinch, you can get rid of these, and I think that's probably the best way to play the toy box version, in my opinion. I don't think, you know, I don't think it's wrong to play hand traps. I don't, like, you can still do really well by playing hand traps. I wouldn't say like, oh, just never do it, but for me personally, I much prefer playing with this. Although it is a little harder to break boards than it is to just hand trap people, but you know, that's also the fun of it, I think. Yeah, extra deck, still 1 Diabelle, 1 Rusia, or Cilia. I keep forgetting. I apologize. I keep forgetting. And then the card's too shiny that I can't even read it. So yeah, the 3 names, these are just so busted. Easily recurable, so we don't need to play more. 1 Triad just for the draw engine, and 1 Malong. This card I was mainly keeping in my deck for skill drain or floodgates like that. But in my side deck, we have a new card, which I will get to eventually, which I think might be good to keep this in. But yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. 1 Emratara, this is still, I think, just such a good option in the toy box version. It's switching an Omni Negate counter trap is just so good. 1 Chaos Angel, really good card to go into with Zapper Shrimp, or just going second breaking boards. Yeah, they're really, really good. And then I am playing the Mud Dragon, the Albion, and the Dragoon. I'm still waiting on my QCR Dragoon, don't worry. that's coming soon. But yeah, I think this combo is just generally better than the Gen X one. Like, I really like the Gen X one. It only uses 2, or the Gen X combo only uses 2 extra deck slots. This uses 3, which is a little unfortunate. But the thing is if you go into, usually you'll go into this and have a toy soldier on field, and if you for some reason manage to get that kind of board state and then go with your Mud Dragon effect and they like imperm it or something, you can still just synchro this and your what's it called, and your toy soldier into a Chaos Angel that you use both lights and darks for. So it's not that bad. And then yeah, this goes into Albion, which goes into Dragoon, which is a much more generic negate, and also it's a really annoying card to get rid of. Can't be targeted, can't be destroyed. It's a really good card. This card might, actually no, this card definitely will give away the the side deck choice, but I am playing Entis for Ultimate Slayer in the side deck. I think this is actually really good because you can target like a U-Bell and Bouncy Bell, then send this pop, like the card equipped to the Desiree, or just anything else. I think also into Memento, they end on a fusion monster plus the big body with the trap that negates. And yeah, I think that's really, really strong against that, where you just bounce their fusion, then you send this, pop their like negate, their 5 negates. It's like, what do they have left? That's essentially their whole board cracked. So yeah, I think this is a good thing. A good option. I'm gonna be trying. And then still 1 Hope Harbinger for comboing and end boards. 1 Baguska if you're in a pinch, and then 1 SP Little Knight because the card's busted. Yeah, on to the extra deck. Not the extra deck, the side deck. Nibiru is crazy now because, you know, Appaloosa's gone. That's a really big hit. So there's a lot less ways to play around Nibiru. I still kind of prefer to have evenly in the main deck because I don't want to play this and evenly because they conflict. But for decks that have a weakness to the Nibiru, I'm definitely siding these in. Yeah, not a lot to say about it. It's just crazy. So playing 3 Ash, I'm kind of questioning whether I want to keep the 3 Ash. It's not as huge of a impact hand trap, but like if I'm playing against Branded or a deck like that, like, you know, sometimes I can just stop their turn. Or if I'm playing against a grind game against like Runic, stopping their recursion and their draw 3s from Fountain can be really strong. Basically any deck that I feel an Ash would be more useful than whatever's in my main deck, I think is solid. And if there's a card that's like a going second card that or a board breaker that I main that I don't think is going to be that impactful, and I've still sided in my other going first cards, and I still have other slots, it's just another good card to put in going first because it's just generically good. I am playing 2 Bestial still. I still want to bump this up to 3, and I was thinking about it, and like I think it would be really good too, but I'm trying different things out. I don't know exactly what I want to cut, but that might happen eventually. But then yeah, Ultimate Slayer, I'm trying this out. I think this is going to be really good. So this can also send them along, so you have multiple kind of targets. So if you need to get rid of a Link monster for whatever reason, you can send the SP. If you need to get rid of an XYZ, you can send a Baguska or a Hope Harbinger. Those don't get you any extra effects, but if, you know, it is an option if they have just a really problematic card that's one of those types, you can send that. If they have a fusion, if they have a synchro, which I think are like more common types, you can send them along to get an extra bounce and the Entis to get an extra pop. So you get multiple effects from that. So then one Feather Duster, still really good card. One Called By because Shifter is very annoying. Chummy is still very annoying. Oh my goodness, that card, man. Yeah, that's another reason you might want to side in Ash too, to be honest. Going first, if you think your opponent's siding the in, that can be really annoying. One D-Shifter. That's not D-Shifter. What am I talking about? One Dimensional Barrier. Just a really good card we can set off Thrust too. So just the 1 copy is necessary. And then he's still here at 1. Skill Drain. Now that's at 1, I'd much rather just side it for going first and have generically good cards in my deck. So yeah, that's the list. So, you know, I'm still tweaking it. I'm still need to test for this new format, and the format's very new, so we'll see how things progress and how I change it. And when I do change things, you will definitely get to see how I do that, and I'll be bringing you guys some more live duels, which will be cool. And yeah, hopefully getting the Runic cards soon and showing off just a different version of the deck, which I think would be cool. A little kind of, you know, mix up of it, because I think, you know, I really hate Runic Stun. I think it's such an annoying deck. It's such an unfun deck to play and to play against. But when you put like combo versions of the deck together, I think it became really cool. So yeah, look forward to that. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.